Good afternoon, and welcome back, everyone, to Two Alcoholics on a Microphone. Here with the lovely and talented Tia.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. And today we have an interesting topic.
Yes, we were thinking that something that we wish we could have had before we went to our first AA meeting was maybe someone tell us what to expect.
What to expect.
So that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so we've done our research. We've gone online. We know that there's a meeting starting at 8 p.m. At a certain location. So I suggest getting there a little bit early.
Definitely. That way you can get seated and
Cup of coffee. AA coffee's the best. I never drank coffee till I got to AA, and it was more like a lot of sugar and powdered cow.
Oh my gosh, the powdered creamer. Like
powdered cow, delicious.
They go through a lot of that.
So,
and then when everybody gets seated, someone's probably going to knock on the table and be like, okay, ready to start the meeting. And they will all ask you to join them in saying the Serenity Prayer in a moment of silence for the still suffering alcoholic inside and outside of these rooms. If you don't know the Serenity Prayer, that is okay. Just bow your head.
It's probably on the wall.
It's probably on the wall somewhere. What comes next?
Well, you were doing that. You're doing great. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So, go ahead.
Well, after everybody says the Serenity Prayer, Amen, there is going to be like a little bit of business. Like whoever's chairing the meeting is going to say, like, can I have a secretary's report? And that person's going to talk about how many people were at the last meeting, who had birthdays, etc. And then, are there any announcements for the good of AA? There might be. And then someone is going to have volunteered to read how it works. At the beginning of every meeting, you're going to hear how it works. So you'll never forget. I promise. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. You will pretty much have it memorized. And then after that, they will talk about how they celebrate sobriety birthdays. And they will ask, is anybody attending their very first meeting for any time, anywhere? And if so, would you like to stand and be recognized? And if you so choose, you'll get one of these. This is a 24-hour token.
Look at that.
And look, the Serenity Prayer is on the back.
Yes. All of this is absolutely free. There is no charge to attend an AA meeting. We are self-sufficient through our own donations, but if you don't have any money, it's fine. Come, get a cup of coffee.
If you have $1 to put in the basket when they pass it around, please do. Someone will offer to put together a phone list for you.
Yeah, you'll get a phone list.
And they will also ask for anybody who's willing to be a sponsor to raise their hands. And then you just, have a gander around the room. And you're not going to find a sponsor at the very first meeting you go to.
The most important thing is to get to a meeting, to
Yes.
get the experience, to understand what everyone's talking about. Early on, people loved me. I didn't understand the concept of that because I really didn't like myself when I rolled into AA meetings. So, but these are issues we'll all address in the future. But the most important thing is to get your person to a meeting. And the thing is, if they ask, you don't have to, we're talking about, this is an open formatted meeting.
Yes.
And it's open for anyone to attend. And you don't have to announce yourself. You could come in and sit the first meeting and not say anything.
And just completely be quiet.
Yeah, just observe what's going on, and get a feel for it.
And then at some point, someone will decide to pick a topic that about our common problem with alcohol. And then people will go around the room and share their experience, strength, and hope on that topic. You'll also get a lot of, hi, my name's Tia. It's really happy to be here. Happy to be sober. Happy birthday to all the birthdays. Great topic. Thanks for the topic. It's just really fun to be here. And with that, I'll pass.
Well, thanks, Tia. Thanks for your share.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everybody gets a different experience out of AA. So for me, it's my extended sober family, and it's a large core of my friends.
Absolutely.
So, and we look out for one another. So that's how we network. We make sure everyone's okay, and we help when asked.
Absolutely.
So, and that's the beauty really of the program, is getting out of my head and helping someone else. I mean, that is...
Exactly.
It's very fulfilling, very cathartic.
It is. And once you've, in the AA or recovery community, whichever fellowship you decide to attend, there is definitely a community. There are people that are plumbers. There are people that are car mechanics. There are lawyers, doctors, nurses, all walks of life and all professions attend AA meetings. And so we kind of help each other out. You know, oh yes, I know somebody who does that. Here's their number. You know? So it's a really cool, it's like going to church, but without all the judgment.
Right. Now, some people sit in the meetings and judge themselves, which we shouldn't do that, you know. But that's kind of we'll talk about that. It's kind of negative depression.
Yeah.
So it's lingering after we quit drinking. And I know we're really plugging AA hard, Alcoholics Anonymous. There's other paths to recovery. There's Smart Recovery. There's Celebrate Life. Mm-hmm. A whole handful of other ones that are...
And then there's Narcotics Anonymous. There's Heroin Anonymous. There's Cocaine Anonymous. There's Overeaters Anonymous. There's Al-Anon. That's for the family members of people that suffer from alcoholism. I know there's Nar-Anon, which is like Al-Anon, but for Narcotics Anonymous. And then there's Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. It's a lot.
There is a whole slew of services out there available
for free.
For free. And, you know, you just need to get initiated and get into it. I mean, I initiate.
No, we don't talk about that the first time.
Yeah, it's not an initiation.
Don't worry about that.
Wrong word. Oh my gosh. I wish I could expand my vocabulary. So anyways, once you make the decision to go to a meeting, you know, so we're trying to get people to meetings.
And the hardest part is to go.
Ask for help, because you're walking to a room full of people you don't know. You're probably judging yourself. I was judging myself. I was full of shame and guilt.
Yeah, me too.
So I just assume everyone there would do the same to me, and that's not what it's like at all.
No, it's not. I was very, very surprised the first time I ever walked into an AA meeting.
So, and it's for me, it was unusual to encounter someone that was genuine, because I was not a genuine person.
Right.
I was very deceitful and manipulative.
And I was very fake on the outside.
Right, because I want to project the fact that, you know, I'm okay, everything's all right, even though it's not. I like to think of that as the con. I started believing the lie that I wanted everyone else to believe. So, oops.
And that's the thing about the program, and you'll hear the term rigorous honesty. You'll also hear about, you know, there are those who cannot recover, and it's because they believe that we are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. That is what this program is about. It is about honesty with yourself
And others.
And others.
So, and it's, I was in a meeting one time, and it's so weird because, and I'd forgotten about all the lying, and trying to keep it all going because they're lies, so that's hard to remember. But I heard somebody say, "Oh, I lied to my husband. I went to McDonald's and I told him I went to Burger King," and I'm like, "Who does that?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm like, just because everything was a lie, So it was just over the littlest things, and
Yeah.
So
We all a lot of us do come into the rooms pathological liars, just lying about stuff that doesn't even matter.
sure, I'm trying to protect this ego, even though I'm, slurring my words.
And really, I'm just trying to control the narrative. Like, just because I went to McDonald's, you know what? I don't want to say I went to McDonald's. I went to Burger King. That's me controlling the story.
Flame broiled.
Yeah. Oh, God. Can we get in trouble for that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, back to welcoming to AA. I really like the meetings that had greeters outside. That was always nice. I felt uncomfortable at my first, 500 meetings, 600 meetings. I don't know.
Yeah.
Last week at a meeting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, and you'll find all kinds of excuses in the beginning to not like meetings. Oh, there's nobody here my age. The reason there's nobody there your age is because nobody gets sober at age 25.
The young people that come in, oh my gosh, my hat's off to you.
Yes.
Because
look, what I always say to the youngins is it's better off if you get your ish together earlier in life, because then you'll just have one cohesive pile of ish instead of it spread everywhere and you having to get it all together when you're in your 40s.
Okay, so you'll have a lot more happy and productive life if you sober up early on and stick with the program, and we're talking about chronic alcoholics, people that drink every day.
Or some people that cannot drink for a few days in a row, but then go on a big bender, binge drinkers.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
I didn't know what moderation was. So, giddy up.
No, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be great. I promise.
Yeah, it's only scary the first time. Everyone talks at you. They'll make it a first step meeting. Everyone will share what it was like for them. Mm-hmm. You'll feel like all eyes are on you, because they will be. But it's just one meeting. It's 1 hour,
and it's not because anybody's judging you or anybody's going to call you out on anything. It's because it's the newcomer. The newcomer is why we stay sober and why we continue to work our program and why we continue. Because see, the 12th step is, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. So as part of that 12th step, we go to meetings and we receive newcomers. Otherwise, it would just be the completely blind leading the blind. So don't worry.
Yeah, I love going to meetings.
I do too.
That's where my friends are. So.
And I always hear something in a meeting. Every single time I go to a meeting, I hear something that I've never even thought of before.
Another thing that helps me is all the people that I meet keeps me accountable. Mm-hmm. In the back of my mind, I'm accountable to that person I just met. So it helps me.
It absolutely does. And even if you're an introvert, I'm an introvert. I don't like going out among people. I don't like people. I don't go outside. But I still find it very fulfilling and very, it's like self-care going to a meeting.
So I'll self-diagnose myself. I'm an attention-seeking introvert, so it's a very difficult conundrum to deal with. Okay.
Okay, so now we've given you pretty much everything that you need to know so that you know what you're getting into and what to expect when you go to your first AA meeting. Some other frequently asked questions. Do I have to register? The answer is no. The only requirement to go to an open meeting is the desire to stop drinking.
A desire to stop
Just
drinking.
the desire to stop drinking. You don't have to be ready. You just got to go because you're thinking, you know what? I think I want to quit. I think this is bad. You do not have to register. You do not have to call ahead. You don't have to pay a fee. Anything like that.
Just show up.
Just show up. And you don't even have to talk if you don't want to at your first open meeting. You can just sit in the corner and just like try to disappear if you want.
Absolutely.
Until you get used to things.
And everyone will encourage you to come back because it is a process trying to unlearn and trying to learn new behaviors.
And at the very end of the meeting, everybody usually joins hands in a circle and you say the Lord's Prayer.
I call it the prayer wheel.
Okay, that's a good one. The prayer wheel. And then after the Lord's Prayer, everybody says, keep coming back. It works if you work it.
Works if you work it. And you don't have to say, I noticed today I was at a meeting and you don't have to say the Lord's Prayer.
You don't.
If it's not your stick. Years I said it, years I didn't say it. It doesn't matter. You know.
If you don't have a higher power yet, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we're not here to kick rocks.
And we're not here to make people